How many are thankful for God's transformative powers in our lives? Amen? You know, He truly does grant the desires of our hearts, doesn't He? And I'm really excited because I've got a special person this morning that really wants to share her testimony of some of the things that God has done in her life and some of the things from a provisional standpoint. So would you all welcome my beautiful daughter, Rachel?
So, is there a way to make it less bright? I like to see people. Okay. So, if those of you who don't know, my name is Rachel. I've been attending the embassy for quite a long time now. And I just recently graduated from nursing school in December. So, yay! Yeah. I want to start off by saying I have always been a really faithful giver, giving 10% of my tithe, giving offering. I usually give to benevolence so that it helps people who need it most. And like I said, I graduated nursing school in December, have been looking for a job since before December, so hopefully, you know, when I graduated, I could just start right in my RN position. But that's not what happened, and that's okay. But I've been working kind of part-time hours, trying to pick up as many hours as I could at my other job. On top of that, my handsome fiance and I are planning a wedding, so another exciting thing, yeah. But also very expensive. So the money struggle has been real, and that's okay. But the beginning of the year, it was the first Sunday, and it had been right after the holidays, so I think we can all relate to the fact that money's a little bit tighter then. And on top of that, you know, I've been just thinking about a lot of things, how I don't have the job that I quite wanted yet, and I'm trying to save up for a wedding so that we could afford to have a nice wedding and a honeymoon. And so first Sunday comes around and I'm sitting in the front and I'm just thinking to myself, well, I have my money in my purse, but what if I just pretend to forget that it was pay week? Because no one pays attention to what other people give, and Caleb doesn't keep track of my giving, and so I was like, well, I'll just pretend to forget this week. I've never done that before. Like I said, I was struggling. And so my mom comes up and she does the offering message. And, you know, she gives it a great offering message. And I'm still like, well, no, you know, I don't have my offering with me or my tithe, even though I do. And the last thing she says is, let this offering set the tone for your year. Well, crap. So I take out my tithe and my offering from my purse, and I go, okay, God, obviously this is yours, and I know it is. And I know that was bad of me to think that way, so I'm sorry. So I give my tithe and my offering, and I just continue to pray for provision and the fact that God would give me the job that I wanted to, that would pay well, and take care of Caleb and I for our wedding, and just meet all of our needs that we had coming up. So let me tell you guys some amazing things. I really, really, really wanted to get into OB, and that's obstetrics, so labor and delivery and postpartum, because those have always been my favorite areas of interest. I love learning about it. I love taking care of pregnant women and babies. It's my favorite. But no positions had been open, so I was like, well, okay, I guess I'll do the next closest thing, and that's kind of pediatrics. So I applied to a pediatrics position at Covenant, and they called me and they said, we're really sorry, but we're only considering internal candidates. So, you know, darn it, it's okay, it wasn't right. And then they said, however, we see that you're also interested in OB. Is that true? Yes, it is. Well, we just had an OB position open, and we wondered if you wanted to be considered for the job. Please, 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 I would love to be considered. So I get in, and I have an interview with the HR rep, and that goes really well. And I'm driving home from Covenant, and I call my mom, and I'm like, I think it went really good, and blah, blah, blah. And I get off the phone, and I see I have a missed call from Covenant. I'm like, well, maybe it's an HR rep, and, you know, she forgot to ask me a question, or I needed to fill out paperwork or something. And I listened to the message, and it's the OB nurse manager. And she said, I would love an interview with you. And so I called her back, and the next day, I had an interview with the OB nurse manager. that was probably the best interview I could have had. And I told my parents and Caleb, even if I don't get this, I was proud of myself because I don't think I could have done any better. So I'd waited and waited and kept praying, kept tithing, kept giving my offering. And 2 weeks later, I got a call back and they offered me a job position as an OB, nurse. Yay! It's a nighttime position, which actually pays more than the day shift position. So that's awesome. It's full-time benefits, which we need medical benefits for Caleb and I. Okay, some more amazing things. I'm almost done, I promise. I put in my 2 weeks at my other job, and I've always had so much favor. On my way out, my last day, I get a humongous bonus. I get gift cards to 2 of my favorite restaurants for Caleb and I, and they say, if you ever want to come back, let us know. And just that favor, the fact that they gave me all that on the way out, like what even? Okay, last thing. This is how good God is, you guys. Caleb and I have wanted to go on a great honeymoon. I mean, who doesn't? But it wasn't really in the budget for us to go anywhere extravagant. So we were just kind of thinking, what can we do on a tight budget? We were gifted during that time that I was waiting to hear back of my job interview. We were gifted by 2 anonymous people a 7-night stay and airfare to Kauai, Hawaii for our honeymoon. You guys, I can't make this stuff up. God is so ridiculous. He's so good. Oh gosh. Anyways, if you just trust him, he'll take care of you. I promise.